Welcome to Spotlight, and I am Leanne Baker, and I will be speaking with Patti Samar today. And today's show is sponsored by Women's Life Insurance Society. Patti, how are you this morning?
Good, how are you?
I certainly don't have to introduce you. Everybody in town knows who you are, sweetheart.
I know about that. Every time I meet someone new, they don't know who I am.
No way. Well, I know who you are, and I think you're wonderful. So we're here to talk about your magazine today, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Women's...
Blue Water Woman.
Blue Water Woman, and we're getting ready to nominate the Woman of the Year.
That's right. We are accepting nominations for the Blue Water Woman of the Year Awards for 2024. Nominations will be accepted through January 5th, which is Friday, so you have the next few weeks to figure out who you want to nominate and why you want to nominate her. Then in January, we will announce the award recipients.
Okay.
And then in March, on March 13th, which is a Wednesday night, we will have a public reception at the McMorran Theater, where the women who receive the awards for 2024 will be honored.
Cool. Yeah, I know. I've looked at your magazine with all that in it, and of course my friend Jody tells me all about it, and it's pretty exciting. So
yeah, it's we've done, this will be the, oh gosh, I should have looked, 12th or 13th.
Wow.
Yeah, we had to skip a year in there for during the pandemic, but during COVID. But it's the community has really embraced this awards program that I put on, and I'm thankful for all those who nominate people. I usually get between 10 and 15 nominations every year. Nice. I send those nominations to some friends of mine in the UP, which is, I'm from Marquette, so that's where I was raised and grew up, and I have some girlfriends up there who kind of rotate around and help me.
Oh, that's cool.
I ask them to read them.
Because they don't know the people,
don't know them.
Right? Yeah.
Right. So that has been extremely helpful over the years, and then they just kind of rank them and send me a list, and then in January, the prize patrol goes out. I make arrangements with the nominators to do a surprise for the women who are receiving the awards, and we go and present them with flowers and let them know that they're receiving an award this year, and then I put the magazine together like in a scramble, and then we have the award ceremony after that.
So if someone wanted to nominate someone, how would they do that?
There's a form that they need to fill out, and it's really simple and it's really easy. Pretty much just gives their the nominator's information and the nominee's information. And somebody asked me, I got an email in the last week asking me, who is the nominator and who's the nominee? The nominator is the person filling out the form.
Right.
The nominee is the person who you are nominating.
Okay.
So, and then there's a couple of basic questions that I ask, just basically tell me why you believe this person is, should receive an award. And it can talk about, we have people who are nominated because of certainly a lot are nominated because of their professional accomplishments, but we also have people who are nominated for their more personal, achievements, or their volunteer efforts in the community, or just their civic involvement. I mean, just a wide variety of backgrounds. I mean, I think the women who have received the awards over the last 12 or 13 years are certainly reflective of the women in our community.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So where do they get this paper to nominate?
The nomination form, I'm sorry. I do that on this program every year. I sort of start talking about the answer to the question and I forget the answer to the question. The bluewaterwoman.com, bluewaterwoman, WOMAN, .com. Go to the Blue Water Woman of the Year page on my website, and there's a form. It's real easy to find the form there.
And then that just goes right to you.
Yeah, well, they can fill out the form. They can print out the form and fill it out, and then they can email. You have to email it to me.
Okay, it's really confidential, other than your girls up north.
Up north, yeah. I don't share with anybody here in town who's been nominated.
Oh, that's cool.
And the other thing I do like to tell people is sometimes, it depends. You never know who's in the pool of nominees, right? And sometimes I'll have a year where we have like 10 really strong people, nominated. Well, I can't have 10 women on stage. I would be there all night,
Right.
and it'd
Right.
take too long. So I really always encourage people, if your person, for whatever reason, did not receive an award when you nominated them, consider resubmitting the nomination.
Oh, okay, so
And
they can do it again?
You can do it again.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. And sometimes I will carry them through myself. If I feel like we have a strong pool, I'll
Okay.
just include them in the mix, like for
Oh,
the
that's
next year.
nice.
But I encourage people to reach back out and prompt that from me.
So do you have, I'm trying to think, do you have different levels of
Not really. Well, there's only one. What I do when I get the list of the award recipients ranked, what I do is I look at who the individuals are and what their accomplishments are, and I create a name, a title for them. So like you might be Volunteer of the Year, Leanne. So I would create give you that title. There have been, it just depends on whatever you've
Sure.
been nominated
Yeah.
for, the reasons why the person stated in the nomination. You would just, and then there is what the person who is ranked number 1 at the top of the list. I name that person the Blue Water Woman of the Year.
Okay.
And that woman is the woman on the cover of the magazine for that issue.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, you do a great job doing
Well,
that.
thank you.
And thank you for explaining all that to me. Now
Oh,
I
that's
know.
okay.
And thanks for coming in, Patty.
Oh,
So
thank you.
I hope everybody goes to your website and gets that nomination paper and fills it out. So
Yeah, thank you.
thank you. And thank you for joining us today on Spotlight.